welcome to this week's edition of the Side Splitters. My name is Lyle,
And my name is Andy.
and our goal for this week's episode is to leave you in stitches. You see how I saved that?
Yeah, like you treaded very carefully. That was masterful. You were Indiana Jones and all over the place there.
I was worried. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Man, I am so sorry that I think that the seasons turning as the seasons do is causing me to be a little under 100%.
In other words, you were a bitch.
Well, I mean, if you want to put it in, layman's terms, and yes, I was but the humble bitch.
So, Andy, do you want to share with the class what exactly it was you were doing last week? Aside from getting sick. I mean, he was legitimately sick, people. This was not the reason we did not record last week. But Andy did something last week that is worth mentioning.
Yeah, so I know for the maybe one of the listeners it's female. I don't know how many of you have vaginas, but I am off the market, so don't get comfortable with my presence here because I have officially announced my engagement.
I mean, congratulations, first of all, but I just want to put out there, that does not mean you're off the market.
I mean, it does for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that said you were off the market, buddy.
Look, I am a homewrecker by trade. I will admit that. You can attest to that.
That I can.
How is your lovely wife, by the way?
Oh, she's short.
Short little spitfire she is.
Mm.
But very cuddly.
She is.
She's very cuddly.
I'm glad you both know that. How is your new fiance, Andy?
My fiance is doing lovely. Yeah, funny thing too is that we officially announced our engagement this past weekend, but we've been engaged since December 23rd.
Yeah, you mentioned that. What? All right, explain yourself.
All right. So here is the thing, right? I proposed on December 23rd at her house, and I had bought the ring, and I had meant to, I felt a little uncomfortable doing it as like a Christmas present kind of thing, especially because I'm like, all right, well, I spent money on the ring, but I spent money on the ring. Like, I don't know what else to do as far as a gift goes, because I don't want to seem like I'm being cheap. But, there's a ring. So, what I did was, like, I was saying to myself, oh, I know, I'll, a nice romantic gesture, I'll make a date night basket. So that's what I ended up putting together, was I got this, like, basket, put some fake grass in it, and then I had, like, snacks and, stuff to drink and a couple movies to watch, maybe a couple, like, card games, like, Phase 10 or Steal the Word or, Uno, stuff like that. A date night basket. And I put the ring in the basket, covered under the grass. And I went to her house, and, we talked for a bit, because that night we were supposed to go over to a friend of hers for, like, Christmas party. And I showed up a couple hours before we were supposed to go, and we were talking for a bit, and I gave her the basket. I did a couple gift exchanges with the rest of her family, and she was looking through it, and she was like, oh, all right, stuff to eat, that's neat. And then she was looking at the movies, because me, I got Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, because she's never seen them, and I love them, and I figure it would be, a fun pair of movies to watch together.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody that's never seen them before. I'm like, oh, please don't let the all-female Ghostbusters be your only experience with the franchise,
God.
because that would be terrifying.
Right.
So, I had that, and she's like, oh, okay, weird movie choices, but all right. And then she doesn't find the ring initially.
Of course.
And she's just having a conversation. I'm dying on the inside, like trying not to let it show. I'm like, oh, just find the ring. Like, yeah, that's great about your problems. Find the damn ring. So, she like puts the basket away, and she's like, all right, well, I'm like, well, you didn't find everything in the basket. She goes, what are you talking about? Like that was it. There was the movies, and she's like starts digging everything out. She's like, there's the movies, there's the snacks, there's the cards, and that's it. And like, well, there's other stuff in there. She's like what? Like what? She starts getting like chunks of like grass and like throwing them, just like and I'm like, come on. And she finds a little pouch. It wasn't in a ring box. It was like this little velvet pouch.
Okay.
And she sees it. She goes, "Oh, what's this?" And I had like butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, "Oh man, all right." I was trying to figure out a way to lead off with it, and she like takes the ring out of the pouch. She looks at it. She goes, "Oh, jewelry, okay." And she puts it on. She doesn't like put two and two together at all. Um, and she puts a ring on. She looks at it for a little bit. I grab both of her hands and I lock dead in the eyes with her. And I was like, that is a promise that I don't want just to spend one date night with you. I want a lifetime of date nights. Will you marry me? And she's like, you're kidding. You're kidding right now.
And right now, at this very moment, that one vagina that happens to listen to this episode just slid out of her seat. Good job, Andy.
Probably. Probably. I thought it was a sweet gesture.
I think it was, yeah.
But she's freaking out. She's having like an anxiety attack. She's like, "You're kidding. Oh my god, you're not kidding. Oh my god, no, this can't be happening." I'm like, that is not what a guy wants to hear.
No, not at all.
Not the reaction I was going for, because she was not very subtle about dropping hints and she's waiting for the question. Like, this was, especially since, like, this year is going to be our 4th year dating. We've been friends for 13 years. Like, it's been a long time.
Sure.
And I thought, we're not getting any younger. I love her. I really do. And I can't imagine a moment, without her in my life. And I thought, all right, well, let's go for it. Why not? And then she's freaking out about it. She doesn't give me an answer. You know when she gives me an answer?
Last weekend?
No. Well, not that bad. Oh, God. She gave me the answer 6 hours after I asked the question.
Ooh.
Right? Like, she's still freaking out, and she's like, oh man, she was going over this thing. It's like, oh, I don't know if I could be in a marriage. Like, I still have problems with myself and everything like that. I'm like, oh, you are not helping. Like, I could not feel any lower at this point. I'm just like, oh, you've killed me.
Let me tell you something. Do you know how I proposed to my wife?
I remember you saying, because I wasn't there. I remember
Right.
you saying you had to trick her into saying I was there.
Yeah, I might as well tell the story now.
Yeah, no, go for it.
It's something simple. Okay, so first of all, going into it, I was going to originally propose to her I had this awesome, clever idea. I thought it was clever. I found this thing on, I think it was YouTube. I don't know where I initially found it, but there was a way how to make homemade glow sticks, and I was like, oh my god, this looks cool as hell. We were just talking about glow sticks the other day. This would be a cool idea. Just to do as something for fun. I already had the ring for her, and I knew I was going to propose to her soon, but I didn't know how. So I started watching this glow stick video, and the idea just sparked in my head. I was like, ooh, I'll show her this idea. I'll show her how to make the glow stick and everything. We'll do it together in the kitchen or something like that. And then I'll lead her outside to the backyard where, it's darker and it's outside, so it has a better atmosphere with glow sticks and everything like that. And when she opens the door, there will already be a bunch of glow sticks out on the lawn saying, "Marry me." And I'll be on one knee and, that whole thing, and have the ring out behind her. So when she turns around and goes, "Is this for real?" And, she sees everything. Brilliant idea. Horrible execution. Because what I found out was every recipe on the internet was a lie.
Even the one with like Mountain Dew and
Especially the one with Mountain Dew.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're all not real. There's just video editing magic that's happening for whatever reason. That's what people do. I don't know why. But there are videos out there that teach you how to actually make glow sticks, but they are way more scientifically complicated than I was looking for. So, I had to do something a little bit more impromptu, and what I decided on was, just going to a friend's house, several of our friends being there already, it wouldn't have, been anything out of the norm for her to show up and be like, oh, everyone wants to see it. Why don't you come over? Everyone wants to hang out. So she would show up, and when she shows up, everyone would be standing around me, so they're blocking me, and she would, they would call her over, hey, come over here, come look at this. And then when she gets close enough, they part ways, revealing me on one knee with the ring out. Kind of boring sounding. So to jazz it up a little bit, I called up my cousin Joe, who is in a band, plays every musical instrument known to mankind.
Even the kazoo.
Even the kazoo. He's just really good at music. I don't know. He plays drums, piano, guitar, bass, and sings. So, and he's a plumber. Go figure. Anyway, knowing that he plays guitar and everything, and he has connections to get his hand on a really nice acoustic guitar, he got his hands on a really nice 12-string acoustic guitar. For anyone that knows music, it's just a better sound, better quality if you're playing it correctly. So he was able to get his hands on that. Learned the song that was going to be our wedding song. We had predetermined a wedding song forever ago, and we just decided this is going to be our wedding song. So he learned that song. And, I went and picked him up so his vehicle wouldn't be there or whatever. We picked up the guitar, we brought him there, whatever. He was part of the whole setup. Hid behind the house so that when I would be revealed by my friends parting, he would come around the back of the house and just start playing the song as I am waiting for the question to be answered. Did all that. Everything went perfectly. Obviously, she just starts, crying, which, like you said, is the last thing a guy wants to see.
Right.
But it's expected at the same time. And I'm just waiting for an answer, and she's just not giving me one. And eventually I'm just like, so yeah? And she's like, yes, of course, and I put the ring on her finger and everything like that, and it was all good. And then she goes, is that Joe? I'm like, you really didn't notice him until just that? She had no idea he was even there, didn't hear the music, nothing.
Wow.
To her, it was just me sitting there with a ring and my friends being there, and that was it.
Wow,
so,
sometimes you tune that stuff out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like she just said it was the initial shock, and where's Andy, and... Yeah, by the way, so in order to get her there, because I'm going to reveal something here. She does not play video games very much at all. Very, very little she plays. So little, she plays like Roller Coaster Tycoon and The Sims. But when she does play those games, she does not move from that spot for hours. So she was playing The Sims that day, and she had nothing to do. She was just a completely free day for her to just sit around and just veg. So that's what she was doing. She was sitting still in her PJs playing The Sims at home while I was, out doing things with friends, which I described to her as like, oh yeah, I'm just going to hang out with friends, probably play like Magic or something like that. Stuff that she would totally not be interested in. So when I said, hey, you should come over, she's like, I don't want to watch you guys play Magic. I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Come over. We'll watch a movie or something. It'll be fun. No. Please? Why do you want me to come over so bad? I don't know. I just do. But I'm playing The Sims. Well, Andy's here, and he said he wants to, wants you to come over. He hasn't seen you in a while. Oh, Andy's there? And that's how we ended up getting her to come over. Andy, in fact, was not there. Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
But, I hope everything works out for you. Do you guys have an idea of, when this is taking place?
That's still being discussed.
Okay.
And I know, just to clarify for people, the reason why that we didn't announce our engagement until 4 months after being engaged.
Oh, yeah, that.
Was because she had in her head that she wanted to do an engagement video. Now, the engagement video, this is one of the reasons why I love this woman, and I will always love her until the day that I die. She came up with parodying the original Alien chestburster scene for our engagement video.
Really?
That was her idea.
That's awesome.
I had nothing to do with that.
I have to check it out.
So, Yeah, it's I'll actually see if I can post it on at least my YouTube channel and link it on the Facebook page. That way people can look at it for themselves. But yeah, it's a really it's a really fun video. We took forever to get like because we had these plans of like this is how it was going to be. These are the people involved in its making, everything like that. But then people couldn't line up their schedules, and then it took forever to get some supplies for the special effects and yada yada yada. One thing led to another, and it was getting towards a couple months after it, and I'm like, look, hun, you got a time limit here because I need to start telling people about this because I need to start getting ideas on like, the actual wedding. I need to start getting groomsmen, the whole nine yards. Like this has to start going forward at some point. Um, like, cause it was weird. It wasn't comfortable for me. Like, especially that first night, the first night when I proposed, man, like we went to her friend's party thing, didn't say a word of it. Not one word of it. And then, like, when we got back to her place, didn't tell her parents at all. Like, I felt she treated the proposal like a 16-year-old embarrassed to admit they listened to Justin Bieber. Like, you don't want anybody to know that you do, but you have, like, maybe one or two people you can confide in with that knowledge and they won't judge you.
I mean, I was gonna say, the only reason you want to post this video to our webpage, to our Facebook page, so that people can see it on YouTube, is so you can prove to everyone that you are in fact with someone that is way out of your league.
Yeah, no, that is the one thing that I thought since the day that I met her was that this woman was out of my league.
I hear you. I hear you.
But yeah, that's us. We have ideas and such, and I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to do another video for the announcement date, but I don't know what it'll be or when it'll be. But she's all about the videos. She's all about the videos.
Well, I have an idea.
Hmm.
Well, how do you guys feel about dressing up like animals?
Um, I mean, I see where you're going with this, and I think it's adorable. But the furry thing is not really my scene.
It's funny because a woman thought that recently.
Smooth transition.
I was telling Andy about this one. There's this woman. This was going to be a clickbait news article, and it was just too good, and I wanted to go in more detail with it. So there's this woman that the article headline says a woman took her dog to a furry convention thinking it was an event for pets. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole article like I would with clickbait news, but I'll just give you the the big ones, the big parts.
Yeah, the bullet points.
The bullet points. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. So
Because you're you.
Yeah, she was a retired state patrol officer, and she was a part-time dog trainer living in Monroe, Michigan. She spent a lot of time volunteering her 1-year-old licensed therapy Bernese Mountain Dog named Link for an organization called Pets for Vets, a nonprofit program that provides canine companionship for veterans. So on Saturday, this previous Saturday, Cheryl and Link, Cheryl's naming a woman, Link's naming a dog, rolled into the parking lot of the Sheraton Hotel in Novi, Michigan in the hopes of raising some money for the charity and providing some cuddles for a convention called FurryCon. In an interview,
Oh, the cuddles.
in an interview, she said, "I really had no idea what to expect going in on Saturday. This organization had chosen us as their charity, the Pets for Vets." So she explained to Cosmopolitan.com that the organizers of the event contacted her asking if she'd like to do a presentation for the nonprofit, and she agreed, though she didn't quite understand what the convention was for. And she says that she tried doing some research. She usually tries to do some research the night before I go to these events, but the website was pretty obscure. It had a link and information on how to register, but no pictures. So I just assumed it was a regular business convention of some sort.
No pictures for a reason. No pictures.
Yeah. So when she and Link entered the hotel that day, she expected to be greeted by a concierge and see various people in business casual. Instead, she was met with hundreds of people wearing full-blown animal costumes. She went she sent a few text messages to her son, who explained that she was at a convention for furries, a fetish community composed of people who enjoy dressing up in furry animal costumes, often involving a sexual component. She says, I've seen a lot of humanity in my line of work, but nothing like this. She says once she got past the initial shock, though, she wasn't phased and neither was Link. This part's the best. His eyes got bigger and bigger as we walked through the convention talking about the dog. He's not used to seeing people with tails, so he was very intrigued, she said. He kept sniffing them under the tails, and I kept apologizing, but everyone was very nice about it.
Now, if they sniffed back, that would be the thing.
Yeah. And it's just great. I already showed Andy a few pictures. It's just pictures of her with her dog and people dressed up in animal costumes. And the dog is just the derpiest looking thing in the world.
It really is a derpy looking dog.
It's funny. It's great. But I was reading this and I was just kind of like, have we gone too far with conventions?
I would argue that we haven't gone too far enough.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so, like, everything under the sun seems to have its own convention these days. And I think a lot of it is pop culture driven, to the point where if anything gains any kind of popularity within a market, no matter how niche it is, you are gonna have an annual celebration of it. And now, depending on what your definition of too far is, I mean, you have Minecraft. For the life of me, I will never understand the popularity of that game. But that has its own convention that usually goes through these, like people kind of treat it as like an art exhibit. Like,
Yeah.
they celebrate the game for sure, but like people exchange like ideas and the craftsmanship that they put into it. So in that sense, it's less of a convention and more of like an art show, which I think is actually kind of neat for like digital mediums to do that. But then you have FurryCon.
Mm.
Yeah. Hey, do you get off covering your body in fur and hugging people? Yeah. All right, weirdo. I found 100 more like you. Let's order lunch and talk about our favorite Vaselines.
And take pictures.
Yeah, and let's take some pictures while we're at it. Oh man, you got the leather leash combo and the harness. Oh, we're in for a treat.
Then you got like the brony conventions.
Oh, how could I forget about the bronies?
You know what I mean? Maybe it's not so much the conventions that are getting out of hand, just fandom in general.
Yeah, I could see that. Because, like, you're allowed to enjoy things in life. Everybody is. But, when you take it to an extreme to the point where you celebrate it like it's a way of life, that's a problem.
You want to clarify for the listening audience, in case anyone out there doesn't know what a brony is?
Oxford's dictionary describes a brony as a male, preferably of the penis persuasion, being actively and openly involved with the loving of a certain cartoon show dubbed My Little Pony. Bronies, as they are often called, are very affectionate towards the source material, and they also like to, some will dress up in costume, others will just, have a religious experience with the show, and I do mean religious in some senses. They will break down into tears, conveying the central message or theme to an episode about sharing or friendship or some other such nonsense that Dora the Explorer goes through on a regular everyday basis.
I think you're forgetting. I think you're forgetting a crucial part here. These are adult males. These are not children. These are straight up like my age, Andy's age, adult males that are doing this.
Yes, I was going to get to that sad element. Yes.
Like Andy said, if you like something, you know what, whatever, like what you like, but maybe you're taking it out of hand here. I mean, this is for kids. But then again, you know what? Maybe we're being too harsh on these things. Maybe at first everyone thought Star Wars was for kids. You know, who's to say
Mm.
who's to say Star Trek wasn't really for kids?
Listen, when Carrie Fisher wore the metal bikini, I knew it wasn't for kids. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you can. I mean, there's a difference between, okay, I watch this show and I appreciate the characters and I get the central message here, and you're right, sharing is caring. Moving on. Not, like, oh my god, I have to live my life like Pinkie Pie does
Hold on a
because.
second there, broski, because here's the thing. Time to put a little spin on this whole thing. Star Wars is no different. They have Star Wars conventions. Australia, there is a legitimate religion called Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell me it's different. It's the same thing, just a different, platform.
No, I mean, and that kind of obsession is absolutely the same, and I do not condone it for Star Wars any more so than I would condone it for My Little Pony. Like I I have some things that I'm a fan of. I mean, I still have a very wide Magic collection. There are certain video games that I enjoy on a regular basis, but you know, I think every once in a great while I go to the Philadelphia Comic Con. I don't go as consistently as I used to,
We'll be
but I
going.
only went because friends went.
That's me this year, guys.
Um, and I went one year to a horror con in Cherry Hill. Monster Mania was the name of the convention, and I went there because my brother wanted to go, and we haven't been before, so we're like, hey, let's check it out, see what it's all about. Like, yeah, sure, why not? Um, and that was that. Like, we didn't dress up for it. We didn't go there with any kind of expectations other than let's see what this is about.
Yeah, see, I
Uh,
think that's the thing. I think that's the difference between taking it too far and or just taking it further than the average person would. For example, we're going to be going to Wizard World this year. We're not dressing up. We're going to be making fun of people that are dressing up.
You're not dressing up.
Oh God, please tell me you're actually telling the truth right now. I feel like if you dress up properly, we can actually get out of the whole we haven't gone to Chuck E. Cheese thing yet.
um, well, I do have that old Blue Beetle costume.
No, that's not proper.
What do you mean that's not proper?
Can you turn that into a woman costume?
No.
I didn't say would you, I said can you.
Still no.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, still no.
Princess Peach, maybe? I mean, you have the bottom for it.
I do. I do have the peaches where it counts.
Alright. Either way, yeah, so I mean, it's just, how about, how about this? Do you by any chance, now, I don't know if you do or not, this is just something I thought of. Do you have any stories going somewhere you expected, and just going to something you expected to happen somewhere, and something else ended up happening. For example, did you ever expect to go to something that you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this thing for charity, for my Pets for Vets charity, and oh, look at that, it's people that dress up as animals and touch each other.
Ooh,
Aside from
let
the
me.
story that everyone has to pay for,
Yeah, because that was actually top of my list.
obviously.
Obviously. Um. Oh. Okay. So. so. It was also while I was in Vegas. Um. But I had a roommate that she wanted an extra, person to go with her to a friend's place who was hosting a party and needed me, to be the extra person because she may need a ride back. I didn't have a car, I had her car, and she was planning to get drunk. So rather than, have her drive back drunk, just go there and be her DD. Like, all right, it'll get me out of the apartment for a bit, and this ought to be fine. So I was expecting just like a house party, kind of something like that, and then everything would have been fine. No, no. When I get there, it was an adult toy party.
No. Go on.
So like I get there, and first of all, I am the only guy there,
Of course you are.
the only one, and so her friend, like says hi and everything like that, and my roommate introduces me around to the ladies, and I thought like, oh wow, I guess I'm the lucky guy, huh? And they're like, oh, it depends on how you look at it. I'm like, oh god, I'm getting raped. Like that's it. Like I mean, what a way to go, but it's not what I had on my to do list for the evening. So I was like, all right, where are those drinks? He goes, you're driving. Like, oh right. Oh, okay. Do you have anything else? So like, get refreshments and whatever. Wait for a couple more people to show up, and you know, ladies are hitting the wine, and she's like, all right, I need everybody to have a seat in the dining room. I'm like, why? Is this like a dinner party? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Um, so we have our seats and everything like that, and they're still like, doing their hen house talk or whatever. And the woman hosting it brings out this like, trunk thing or whatever, like, cause it's like a big suitcase. And she's like, all right, now I know why we're all here. And I'm like, I still don't know why I'm here, but, oh, you'll find out. I'm like, oh no. And,
So wait a minute, just to clarify, everyone knew you were there, and you had no idea why.
no, apparently she had said that she was bringing a friend, but I don't think she clarified that the friend was male. And yeah, like they just knew I was with her. So I guess I was just like, and I was saying that I'm just her DD. Like I know I'm not really here to make friends or anything like that. And even though like it's a social environment, like I'll be social,
Mm-hmm.
but there wasn't anything else behind it. Like I'm not there to mooch or anything like that. I certainly wasn't there to start, drinking the wine or yeah, I wasn't looking for handouts.
Or hand jobs.
See, at the time, I wouldn't even say that. Um, I was a lonely man in Vegas. You have no idea. Uh, so
Hi, Carla.
hi, my loving fiance. Um, so she then pulls this thing out of the bag, and oh man, um, it's one of those ones that look like it kind of looks like a dildo with like a targeting scope on it. It's like the best way I can describe it.
Oh, Tushy Tickler.
Yeah, yeah. And, bright neon pink, of course.
Of course.
And, okay, I'll admit, I didn't know what it was.
What?
I didn't. I did not know what it was. At that time in my life, God, I was 21? Yeah, I was 21 years old, and I didn't really have a whole lot of exposure to that stuff, so I didn't know what I was looking at. Oh boy,
Okay.
did I get an education. My favorite part was like, when she starts bringing out the ones that like spin like a helicopter, and I'm like, what? Why? What do these do? Yeah, it was pretty awkward. It was pretty awkward. The girls were having a good time. They loved the facial expressions I was giving, and just like me in any kind of situation I'm in where I'm uncomfortable, I just try to like, humor or some levity to diffuse it a little bit because I'm
Sure.
like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, oh man, all right, how could that possibly feel good? Like, it looks like it's trying to rip its way out of you, like you're trying to shove like a small animal up there and it's fighting you the whole way. It's like, no, no, Mr. Squirrel, you get in the cave. So
Oh.
yeah, that was kind of embarrassing. And then afterwards, I had a good laugh about it and everything like that. Drove her home. We got back to the apartment and everything like that, and uh, she passed out. I kind of like laid in bed, like, what the fuck did I just go through? And especially the prices. My God, the prices for this shit. Like, people pay that kind of money for that?
I mean, sure.
I mean, it would be cheaper to get an escort in some cases.
Oh, oh, I see.
Yeah, like, why spend like $80 for like, a plastic cylinder when, you could probably spend $50 and get a night with a real human being.
Fair enough. $80, huh?
Yeah, some of that stuff was getting ridiculous. Like there's some stuff that went up like, to the hundreds and I'm like, no. No, no. No, no.
God. Hey, that's the price you pay, I guess.
I guess. I mean, I guess you spend for quality, maybe? I've never bought one. I have no idea.
Right.
I mean, I know there is stuff for guys, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what the hell it's used for.
Well, let's talk about the season coming up. I have no way to transition. You wanted to talk about Easter.
Speaking of getting hot and steamy, the weather's getting nicer.
Jesus. Fair enough. Uh,
Right.
yeah, it's right. It's it's summertime coming up, and actually, spring's already here, and yay, allergy season again, and
I know.
yay, heat, and I don't know. I'm a typical fat nerd. I like to be inside where it's air conditioned. I don't mind the outside so much as long as there are things to make it worth. For example, if I have good company, I don't mind hanging out with people outside. Specifically at a barbecue or something like that. I love barbecues. It's a place that you can stand around with friends, usually get drunk, and eat great food. What is there not to like? It's a Super Bowl party in the summertime. I love it.
Yeah, what's not to appreciate from that?
Right. The beach for me is like it's a double-edged sword. Us here in New Jersey, we have the boardwalks. Those are sometimes fun. I don't like the rowdy bunch that comes on there. The I don't know, 20, 21-year-olds. That could be a bit annoying.
Yeah, every year or two.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You would think, I don't know. It's just,
Curmudgeon. You old fart.
yeah, and that's exactly it. But you know what? Even when I was that age, I was just kind of like, why do you have to embarrass my generation?
True.
I don't know. I just never really liked it. And what I'm referring to for those that don't live in New Jersey. Hi, Eric. Hi, Jesse. um, it's just the typical 20, 21-year-old crowd that just comes along and is usually either already drunk or is in the process of getting drunk and just ridiculously loud and ridiculously obnoxious, just being stupid in general. And it's like, yeah, I get it, you want to have fun, but there's families here, kind of tone it down a little bit. Go somewhere else. Go to a bar. I don't know. I never seen the point of going to the boardwalk and acting like an idiot. That's just
Yeah, it seems like it's a rite of passage for some people, and I'm like, why? Like, you don't need to act a fool. Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, that's another thing I enjoy. I enjoy the boardwalk. I don't like that. I enjoy the beach because, I enjoy hanging out on the beach. I don't like the sand, though. It's really weird.
oh, I mean, it gets in everywhere.
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 So that's a few things I'm looking forward to. Plus, Easter's right upon us, pretty much, and there is a few traditions I look forward to with Easter. One in particular. My family is all Italian, so if there's a chance for us to get together as a family and eat a humongous meal, guess what? We're taking it. Guess what Easter is? One of those chances. My
So you
grandma,
guys don't load up on eggs and, like, gas each other out of the room?
my grandma makes this thing. She calls it Easter bread, and basically what it is it's just a sweet homemade bread, and it's usually shaped in the design of a basket. And inside of the bread are dyed hard-boiled eggs. Like,
I've heard of this. I might have even had it once or twice, I think, but it's been a long time.
yeah, it's more for decoration. You don't typically eat the egg. you just eat the bread. It's great to have with like a cup of coffee, like dip it in your coffee and everything. It's really good. It has like sprinkles on it, and it's coated with like an egg wash and sugar and stuff like that. It's pretty good. But anyway, so that's something to look forward to. That's kind of the only egg thing we do. Aside from that, my grandma makes a meat pie, an Italian meat pie, which I've described on the podcast before. It's pretty much an Italian hoagie in a pie.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know you hate it for some reason. God, you are ridiculous. Anyway, it's just so good. It has like pepperoni in it and salami and provolone cheese and just God, it's awesome. That also has hard-boiled eggs in it. And actually, you use eggs to hold the whole thing together. So
That's a lot of egg.
it is. So there's that. She's also making lasagna and ham and homemade fettuccine alfredo, and it's just going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing as far as food goes. Like, I just kind of go with the wind. Like, I used to, we used to have family traditions on Easter. Like, we would get together and have, like, the family meal and everything like that. It would be like a regular holiday. The only difference was I would wake up with a basket full of candy. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had that when I was a kid too. Like, you wake up and the Easter Bunny came and everything like that. And actually, do you have anything else to say? Because I want to go into a story with that real quick, if you don't mind.
Um, no, don't mind. The only other thing I will say is that the one thing that Easter will always be a thing for me is that while everybody kind of clamors for Peeps and Peeps are out of hand, especially with as widespread in the different shapes that they have, and like they're starting to creep into other holidays, which is just
Yeah.
weird. But I love robin's eggs. Like I love them to death. Like that is like one of my all-time favorite candies. Period.
Here's my thing, and this is what I don't understand. People go nuts for Peeps, and I personally don't understand it. It's just a marshmallow coated in sugar. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Same thing with your robin's eggs. It is a Whopper.
Yeah, it's a hard-shelled Whopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If I could get hard-shelled Whoppers in the wild, I would love it, but I can't. The only time I can is with robin's eggs. And if you get, oh man, you know what my favorite part about robin's eggs is?
What's that?
It's the one candy that you can feel like a spider when you eat it. And I'm going to clarify.
Great.
People have different ways of eating things. I know this. Like, some people eat pizza by folding it or leaving it flat or eating the back end first, which is blasphemy. You know, like, people have different ways of eating things. Robin's eggs, I love just kind of like barely putting my teeth into it and then like vacuum crushing the egg. But at the same token, you let in just a little bit of saliva in there and it gets on the inside of the shell and it like liquefies the inside of the egg. And then like when it finally crushes under the weight of the vacuum pressure built up in your mouth, you get like, melted chocolate inside of the candy coating. So like, just like a spider does where they like, melt the inside of the bug and then eat it. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. Like, just the visceral feeling of crushing the egg after, like science takes over. It's amazing.
This is what happens when you ask a nerd how he eats candy, ladies and Oh, God. So, my story real quick, if you're quite finished, Spider-Man.
I am quite finished with my victims, thank you.
Actually, this is a story of me and a friend of mine that has been a friend since, childhood. But it's something that will always stand out for me for Easter. And it was, I spent the night at his house when we were kids. And it goes way back. I'm probably like 6, 7 years old, maybe 8. I don't remember if it was going into Easter Sunday. I find that kind of weird because why would I be at his house for Easter Sunday? But it just seemed right to go with the story. But it could have just been around Easter. Anyway, we woke up in the morning and there was a letter, and you read the letter, and it was a letter from the Easter Bunny, and it was saying like, hey, follow my footprints and read my clues to find where the treasure is, the candy, the Easter baskets. And his mom, she was awesome. She placed, footprints all around the house that were like in a somewhat path, and left clues on them to find the next footprint. And when you got to the end of it, sure enough, there's all of our Easter baskets filled with all kind of glorious candy.
Well, that's pretty neat.
It was, and like it's just the simplest thing, and for some reason that is a memory that I just will not lose. It's just something I always remember when it comes to Easter time. So, yeah, that's all. That's all I wanted to share. But yeah, so there's that.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, but anyway, there is one other thing about summertime that I enjoy, and that's being able to wear shorts and not being asked, where are your pants? You know, why are you not wearing a jacket or something like that? Because I'm one of those people that like to wear shorts throughout the entire year. Yes, in the winter. Yes, in the snow. And people will, tend to ask, like, where are your pants? Why are you wearing shorts? What's wrong with you? I'm just comfortable.
No, they're only asking that because of the shape of your legs, not the.
Yes. So, um, because of that, it's another reason for me to enjoy summer, so I don't have to constantly be asked that question. But I have a question for you regarding jeans, my good sir.
Okay.
Actually, this is a listener's corner for the both of us. And the question comes from our good friend Eric from Countdown to Geektown. He says, if you had to wear one for the rest of your life, would it be skinny jeans or a pirate shirt, similar to the one from Seinfeld?
Ooh, for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I am gonna actually have to go with pirate shirt.
Mm.
Because I would not hesitate for a second to do the voice with it.
Wait, which voice?
Like a pirate voice.
Okay. See, my answer is the same, and I'm almost sad that it is because I want to not hesitate for a second to do the Seinfeld voice of him just crying, going, "But I don't want to be a pirate." To go hand in hand with that episode that was on. Yeah, real quick, my answer's simple. Obviously, pirate shirt, because there's no way I'm wearing skinny jeans. First of all, not skinny. Second of all, don't like things tight in that region. You know what I'm saying? That's why I enjoy wearing shorts so much, because there's a lot of freedom down there.
No, I kind of like the idea of having armored skin. I mean, you've seen the stuff I wear. It can be a little tight.
Yeah, but skinny jeans are like, sometimes they're like painful. I'm like, nah. Pirate shirt, hands down.
You don't need a particularly hot day to distend the boys and then have them crushed on your inner thigh. Like, it's just bad.
Yeah. Like, I feel like a pirate shirt will never be actually uncomfortable, just socially uncomfortable. Whereas skinny jeans are uncomfortable, no matter who you are. I don't care. They're uncomfortable. Look, you can try and lie to me all you want, but there is going to be a day where they're going to be uncomfortable.
True.
But they can also be socially uncomfortable at times too, because, God forbid you go to like a Super Bowl party and you have skinny jeans on. Guess what? You're getting made fun of.
Although, I kind of like the idea of just, okay, you could do the pirate voice thing, but maybe go the other direction too and, like, try to do the whole, like, emo goth thing, I guess.
Oh, God.
And you could be, like, so pretentious and, like, apathetic at the same time. And just be like, oh, you're here. Isn't that great? Oh, man, I'm glad you got out of bed and didn't die.
Yeah, so that's our answer for that, Eric. Hope you enjoyed it. Real quick, let's just do this other thing real quick. I've recently got in touch with a game developer on Twitter. Some guy I follow on Twitter. He developed a couple games for PC called Magicite and another one called Roguelands. He has another one coming out for mobile. I forget what it's called. But I was looking at Twitter the other day, and he was advertising the fact that his new game is available on Steam for early access. And he was saying, hey, YouTubers, if you want a key to review it, let me know. And I asked him if the same applied for podcasters, and he was like, yeah, shoot me an email. So I played it, I downloaded it, I played it, and played about an hour of it. And it's an interesting concept. It's clearly not finished. It's in early access still, and he updates it regularly. It's called Kindergarten. And basically what it is, you are a kindergarten student, and it's a puzzle game, kind of. Like, you just go around talking to the other students, getting quests of sort. Like, I had this one where this girl was just like, I really don't like this other girl. I want you to go put gum in her hair. Well, alright.
Okay.
So you go and put gum in her hair. And you come back and she's like, "You did that for real? Wow, you're awful. You want to be my boyfriend?" And it's like, okay.
Feels
So
like
now,
kindergarten.
yeah, so now you're her boyfriend, right? So, and here's the great thing about it. Because you're now her boyfriend, you are able to do other quests down the line with her because you go through an entire day of kindergarten. Like you go to class, you go to lunch, you go to recess, and all that. So you're in class and you talk to her and and she's like, "Hey, as my boyfriend, you want to go play house together?" Oh boy, this is getting weird. Yeah, okay, let's go play house. So you go to play house and she's just like, she starts talking to you and immediately cuts you off before you can answer, give your input into the conversation. She's just like, "Oh my god, you reek of alcohol. You're drunk again, aren't you?"
Wow.
And your options are like, sure. So, if you decide to play along with it, she ends up getting really angry, or if you deny it, she just is like, "You know what? Let me breathalyze you then." So I went down the path of denying it, and then eventually she was like, "Well, I'm breathalyzing you." So I was like, "Okay, go for it," because I thought it was going to come out like clean, and then she was going to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," blah blah blah. No, she went down the whole acting job and was just like, I forget what the number was, but something obscene for alcohol. Um, and she was just like, "You are absolutely hammered. Are you kidding me right now?" And if you just continue to play the part of like the not caring, not going to change for you husband, she is thrilled with you by the end of this game. She's just like, "Wow, you're the best person I've ever played house with. You followed everything perfectly."
Wow.
So she ends up giving you, an item. She gives you a reward, and the reward was the breathalyzer. So now
What use could you have for that?
right, that's kind of what I was thinking. Recess came around, and there was this one kid who's like known as the bully, So you talk to him or whatever, and he's just like, "Go away. I just want to be by myself." And you have the option to be like, "Why? What's going on?" "Oh, just thinking about my dad. I really miss him." Blah blah blah. It's like, well, I have this. Do you want it? And it's the breathalyzer. And he's like, "Oh my god, this reminds me of him. Thank you so much."
Oh my god.
Oh, it's just funny.
It's cute.
It is.
Cute is what that is.
And then there's other times where it's just like, there was another quest I had to do where it was just like, "Hey, sneak into the janitor's closet and steal this bucket of blood so we can pour it on the one girl. It's going to be hysterical." This is kindergarten. But anyway, why is there a bucket of blood in the janitor's closet? The janitor is a way spooky, mysterious guy. You go in there. If you're in there too long, and they warn you a lot, do not stay in there too long. He will find you, and you don't want that to happen. If you're in there too long, he comes in, and he just straight beating the shit out of you. And he beats you with his broom until you're dead. And then continues to beat your lifeless child body.
Damn.
This game is weird, but it's appealing to some, I guess. Anyway, so that's kind
Glowing
of
review.
yeah. It's certainly not done yet, and I will say that there was a couple bugs I found and everything like that. But it even says it's in early access or whatever. But if you're anything like me, you don't like to pay for early access games. I've been burned way too many times with that. So we are able to give away 2 free keys for this game. So if you like the episode on Facebook, leave a comment on Facebook, leave a comment on the Libsyn page, email us at lasidesplitters@gmail.com, just talk to us on Discord, whatever. If you come to one of us and be like, "Hey, I want a key," first come, first serve basis. The first 2 people to ask for them, you got it. So that's it.
Nice.
That's all I wanted to say about that. Anyway.
Good plug. Good plug.
Yeah. So, that's that. One other thing before we jump into clickbait news, and I'll try to keep it short, but I don't know how I can because, my God, April 1st happened. That's how long it's
Oh,
been
right.
in an episode.
Right, you did want to do this.
Oh, man. So April Fool's happened, and I was kind of disappointed. There wasn't a whole lot. Google ended up doing some things where you can play Pac-Man on Google Maps, like, different parts of the world. That was kind of neat. But it was kind of, uneventful. You play it once or twice, and it's like, oh, that's interesting, and then you're done with it. So I'm almost done the day of April Fools, and I'm almost able to look at my phone again and go, okay, things are real again. And then all of a sudden, I go on Reddit, and people are going nuts. Guys, Rick and Morty Season 3, it's here. The premiere is happening right now. Okay, Internet. One last ditch effort to try to get us, right?
That's what I would think.
I ignore it completely. Next thing you know, I'm getting a text message from my brother-in-law. Huge Rick and Morty fan as well. Dude, Rick and Morty Season 3, literally happening right now. I'm like, oh, you've been on Reddit. How adorable. Not falling for it. Not kidding right now. This is not a drill. It's actually happening. I want to believe you. And then he's like, dude, just check out adultswim.com. Here's the link right here. Takes you exactly to the episode. You go to that link. It was running 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but it was running till midnight. They were just playing it on a loop. Over and over and over again. The same episode. Apparently, if you went to the channel for Cartoon Network to get to Adult Swim, they were doing the same thing there. Just everything on the guide was still as it would be. Like it was supposed to be Dragon Ball Z or something. And they were just like, nope. Rick and Morty Season 3 instead.
Brilliant.
What? It is so brilliant. I was just like, my God, that is incredible. Because, like me, everyone I told after that, you know, hey, guys, Season 3, Rick and Morty, it's happening right now. Yeah, sure it is. And it's like you have to fight them to watch the show that you know they're going to love. Oh, so good. The episode was incredible. I know you haven't seen it yet. You're not quite caught up on Rick and Morty, and you need to be to watch this episode, trust me.
Yeah, I'm grossly underwatched of the show.
Yeah, one thing that not just I, but a lot of people took from this episode, there was mention of a certain McNugget dipping sauce. Dude mentioned something about Rick of Rick and Morty status was like, you know, oh, back in '98, McDonald's had this promotion for the Disney movie Mulan where they were serving this Szechuan dipping sauce for their McNuggets. It was incredible. Blah blah blah, whatever. By the end of the episode, there was a couple jokes being made about it, and people went nuts over it. Like I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, I actually kind of want to try this. Whatever, never going to happen though. Go to the internet, and people are literally going nuts over this stuff. So much so that it's now more than likely going to be a thing where McDonald's is bringing it back.
And see, that is amazing to me that you can get that much like outcry for you know a product. And I know nostalgia is kind of like a big thing these days, too,
Yeah.
so it couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, what's funny is you're right, because they're making a live-action movie of Mulan next year, so he couldn't have come at a better time. But yeah, it's crazy, and, you know, people were selling it on eBay all of a sudden and stuff like that, and it's just... Who has those sauce packets for all these years? And just, I know one day people are going to want these again, and I'm going to make millions off of it.
Yeah, that gets me too, because there are some times where like people have. I actually came across something like that before, where we were helping somebody move out of a house, and they had a 12-pack, an unopened 12-pack of Mountain Dew with Star Wars Episode 1 cans in it. Like way after the fact. So I was, you know, me being the Mountain Dew fan that I was like, you know, oh man, I wonder if it's still good. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Because, like, the aluminum actually separated from the inside of the can.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, no bueno.
No. Well, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on with that, though. But, shall we get into clickbait news?
Oh, yes. I'm actually curious to see what you have, because I have no insight here.
As you shouldn't.
So, how many clickbait news stories do you have from Florida?
You'd want me to say all of them, don't you?
Or at least one. It's been a couple weeks.
None.
Still?
Still, none. What is going on here?
I kind of miss Florida.
Yeah, as you should. But I got some winners here. I will tell you this much. In support of our down south listeners, I got 2 stories from Tennessee.
Really?
I do. And then I have a story from Denver, Colorado. And then as a bonus, I have one that's tied to New Jersey. I have 4 stories this week, Andy.
That is a lot.
Yeah, so we're going to get right into it and kind of run through them kind of quick. Where would you like to go first?
I mean, I'm kind of curious about the Tennessee thing.
All right. How about we do one from Tennessee, then, then another one later?
Yeah, no, that works.
Well, they're both winners. Tell you what, this one's just too good. Can you tell me, what, what does a Tennessee girl have to pay $3,000 for?
Is it bad that my first thought was breast implants?
I thought your first thought was going to be one of those overpriced jackhammer helicopter dildos that you were talking about.
No, that is the North Carolina special.
Is that a Petey Pablo reference?
It totally is.
Oh my god!
Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
I can't believe I did. But so is that your answer? Breast implants?
I was thinking breast implants, yeah.
Okay. A TDOT bills East Tennessee girl $3,000 for guardrail that killed her.
What?
They charged her $3,000 for destroying the guardrail that killed her.
Oh, that's not even right.
Okay, so
That's got to be a fuck up in paperwork somewhere. Like, how do you not notice that?
the guys are probably gonna laugh at me for this. A Loudoun County man, I think it's Loudoun, is advocating for changes after the Tennessee Department of Transportation billed his dead daughter nearly $3,000 to replace the guardrail that killed her in a car crash last November. In addition to refusing to pay the bill, Steve Eimers alleges the model of guardrail end involved in his daughter Hannah's death is horribly designed and dangerous, and that the culture at TDOT is more concerned with making up catchy slogans than actual safety. All right.
Ouch.
TDOT, I'm assuming, is Tennessee Department of Transportation.
TDOT.
Right. So TDOT spokesman Mark Nagy said the bill was said the bill was the result of a mistake somewhere in processing, and that TDOT greatly apologizes for it. The Eimers family does not have to pay, and another letter is being sent to explain the error. So, yeah, I mean, then it starts going into what exactly happened and everything. I don't want to get too much of a downer here, but I had to mention a bit there. That is something.
That is something. Like, I couldn't even imagine. Like, God forbid, an elephant breaks loose at the zoo and tramples over your grandmother. And then they have to put the elephant down because, it's a rampaging animal. Like, then the zoo sends your family a bill specifically to the grandmother that was trampled. Oh, hey, you're being charged with animal abuse for that elephant. Oh, imagine if the family was billed that got Harambe killed.
I was going there if you didn't.
Oh, man.
Even better, imagine if the doctor was billed for like scraping one of the guards from United Airlines as they like drug him off the plane.
That has some really good memes, though.
Oh my god, I'm almost sick of it, but yeah, it does.
Oh, it's so good. That's actually the one thing. Oh man, we got to bring that up in another podcast. I really want to talk about the way that news these days, like anything newsworthy, is just made like 10 times worse because of memeing.
Oh, you mean Harambe?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that is front and center. But yes, that is a podcast for another day. I am not done with this subject.
All right. So, moving on from New Jersey, or from Tennessee rather. Let's go to Colorado next.
Is it marijuana related?
I can't answer that. I can ask you, what happened when the man attempted, what God, I don't know how to ask this.
Oh, sure you do. Just, go into your think tank.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that sweet, sweet giant adult butt plug.
Uh,
And then rip it out of the idea hole. Just let the juices flow.
okay, what did the guy die from in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado?
Where did the guy die from?
Hmm.
I was going to say stampeded by a parade of furries.
God, why, Andy? You're not even trying. Man chokes to death man chokes to death attempting eating challenge at Voodoo Donuts in Denver.
Well, there's your problem. I mean, a
Which,
place called Voodoo Donuts.
yeah, I would eat there.
I bet.
Okay, first of all, if it's a donut shop that has a name like that, like they got some good donuts there. They got some fun donuts there, I should say. Uh, and wait till I explain it to you. A Colorado man reportedly choked to death Sunday while trying to scarf down a half-pound donut as a part of an eating challenge at the new Voodoo Donuts in Denver. Uh, Travis Malouf, 42 years old,
Malouf.
Malouff. Malouf?
Malouf.
Yeah. 42 years old, died while trying to eat the giant donut in less than 80 seconds as part of the shop's Tex As challenge.
Wow.
Malouf died from asphyxia due to obstruction of the airway, according to the Denver office of the medical examiner. It's tragic, Malouf's father, Curtis Malouf, told 9 News. It's a loss of life that shouldn't be.
Yeah, right?
The challenge requires participants to eat the large donut, which is the equivalent of 6 regular donuts, and has a 7-inch diameter in exchange for a free meal and a free button. Voodoo
Wow.
Donuts first opened in Portland in 2003, expanded outside of Oregon for the first time when it opened a shop in Denver in December 13. The chain frequently finds itself in the news. Last year, it got in the political spirit with life-size voodoo dolls of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and poked fun at Oregon standoff leader Ammon Bundy's arrest with a custom donut. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so, I mean,
guys,
some things are worth dying over, but a giant donut's not one of them.
I just thought it was funny because it happened in Colorado. Like, okay, obviously Homeboy got really high and was like, I can eat that donut, no problem, and forgot to breathe.
I was saying, because, like, did nobody, like, know, like, a Heimlich maneuver, or at the very least a tracheotomy with a crazy straw?
If I was to ever be saved because I was choking, I would hope that it's the tracheotomy, that with either a crazy straw done by either you or some sort of entertainer, a clown, jester, what have you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Could you imagine a clown trying to give a tourniquet to a person? He just starts taking out handkerchiefs. He's like, hold on, I'll get to the end of this thing somewhere. Whoa!
Oh, jeez. Or, he blows into somebody's mouth to give him CPR, and you just hear the nose keep honking. And then when he presses on their chest, a dove flies out of their mouth.
He goes to get up and their whole breast is wet because of his flour that just completely soaked them. Oh my god.
Oh, life goals.
Yeah. So, anything else to say about Denver Donuts?
I mean, other than, like, I don't know, man, I feel like a whole lot of negligence went into this death. Like, and the prize is really not that worth it. Like, I've only ever done, like, a handful of eating challenges in my life, but none of them have I taken to the count of, like, being so serious as to nearly drown myself in the competition. Like, literally.
I've never had an eating challenge that I can think of that wasn't one I came up with.
You pioneer.
Like, well, no, I've never been to a restaurant. I was going to the night before my wedding, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings for the rehearsal dinner.
Oh, the Blazing Challenge.
I was going to do the Blazing Challenge, and me and my cousin were going to do it, and it was just like, cool, let's do it. He was my best man. So it was me and my best man. We were going to do it together just to have pictures and stuff like that. It was going to be cool. But then we were reminded, you guys have to be in a wedding tomorrow. What happens when that thing does terrible things to your stomach and, you have to poop in the middle of the vows,
Yeah, you skipped the vows and went straight to the bowels.
Okay, back to clickbait news.
Speak now or forever hold your poo.
Tell you what, let's go to New Jersey.
Yes, let's. Oh, wait, I'm here.
Why did the New Jersey man decide to take a shit in the middle of a church? Speaking of poo.
Because he was lost and drunk and didn't know where he was.
No, totally knew where he was. Holy Spirit told him so.
Oh, what?
The Holy Spirit told him to defecate in the middle of church.
I mean, why not? I've heard stranger things.
So this actually took place in Stamford, Connecticut, but it was a New Jersey man. And it says it may have...
What the hell is he doing in Connecticut?
I don't know. Let's read. A New Jersey man may have to say more than a few Hail Marys after he defecated and urinated in the confessional... Oh. In the confessional of a Roman Catholic church in Stamford on Wednesday afternoon, police said. Now that kind of makes sense, because confessionals, to me, can easily be mistaken as a porta potty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought that's why maybe he was just, like, drunk and forgot where he was.
Yeah, I thought it was, like, right in the middle of the church. Donald Ray Hurt, 65, of 510 Broad Street, Newark, told police, I mean, God, they have to give his exact address out?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, there's hate mail going his way.
Maybe they did that because if you've seen this picture, you would think, man, he's homeless.
We have to
guys,
prove to you that he has an address.
See, guys, no, he's not. I mean, look at that. Look at that mug.
Wow, he is... Huh.
Homeless looking, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So he told police that the Holy Spirit told him to go, Sergeant Jennifer Lynch said. Officers were called by the custodian of the Basilica of St. John the Evangelist at 279 Atlantic Street after finding a completely naked Hurt in the church, police said. He was charged with third-degree burglary, third-degree criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. His bond was set at $2,500, and his first scheduled court date is April 4th. That's how old this is. 2 weeks, guys.
Wow.
So, yeah, what kills me is burglary?
Yeah, right? Like, third-degree burglary.
Did he steal the church's innocence?
And is officially defecating inside of a public building considered mischief?
I could see that. I mean, unless other things that just, haven't been revealed to us.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing it wasn't in the holy water fountain.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been awkward. I mean, I can't tell what level of pure it actually would be, but at the very least, it wouldn't be sanitary.
Right.
God, that is weird. And he was nude.
Yeah, some reason he was nude.
Yeah, there's a lot of that just doesn't... He was on something. He had to be on something.
Had to have been. I mean, as soon as you hear he's from New Jersey, I mean...
Yeah, he ended up in Connecticut, alone, nude, and had to go to the bathroom.
Maybe he tried the Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Challenge. On to the last story.
Back to Tennessee, huh?
Back to Tennessee.
Ooh, I am wringing my hands with anticipation. What else do you have?
Why was the Tennessee couple arrested for actions done on Craigslist?
They were trying to sell their baby.
Have you seen this one?
No.
That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew I was going to get one eventually.
They were legit. That's exactly what it was. Tennessee couple arrested, charged for trying to sell baby on Craigslist. A man and woman in Tennessee were arrested last week. Couldn't tell you when that was. After they attempted to sell their 5-month-old infant online. John,
5 months.
5 months. John David Kane, 26, and Deanna Lynn Greer, 37. Not married. Were charged with aggravated child abuse and aggravated child neglect or endangerment after they posted an ad on Craigslist and offered to sell the baby for $3,000. That's it?
Hold on. I have a problem with what they're charged with.
Go ahead.
Aggravated child abuse? So did the child egg them on?
What?
Like, I'm not understanding the terminology here. Like the baby is just sitting there going, yeah, sell me, you won't. Come on, you guys don't have any backbone. That's why you can't even commit to pop the question. You stupid son of a bitch. Like, whoa. All right, no, I'm selling your ass on Craigslist. I can't handle you anymore.
And I'm selling you cheap, $3,000.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard to put a price tag on a human life, but
$3,000?
I mean, the baby meat alone is worth more than that.
Maybe that's why the negligence came to be, because it was just not a very big baby. Like, come on, if I'm paying by the pound, this should be cheaper than $3,000.
Agreed.
The two were caught in a sting operation. They were caught in a sting operation that ended on Friday when they exchanged the baby with state agents for the cash. Kane and Greer were arrested immediately and taken into custody at the Greene County Jail in Greensville, according to the report. Each is being held on a $150,000 bail bond, and they are scheduled to appear in court during the first week of April. Guess what? This one's old too. The baby is in state custody. It was not immediately clear if the couple had legal representation.
Are you sure they don't have aggravated representation?
So there you go. Tennessee is selling babies.
Trying to sell babies on Craigslist, man. And that's another one of those things where I wonder if the inventor of Craigslist ever put into consideration the shady shit that people would be trying to sell on his website.
He had to have. Had to have.
Yo, man, you want to move a baby? How about a car? Like, wait, what was the first thing?
Car?
Baby seat? Good save.
Yeah. So,
terrible.
Yeah, there's clickbait news for you.
Love it, though.
Yeah, I mean, if everything else is good with you, I guess we can name this bad boy. What do you got for me?
Well, I mean, immediately right off the bat, the first thing that comes to mind is Craigslist baby.
Okay, I have 3.
Okay.
First one is Tushy Tickler.
Yeah. All right.
The second one is Caring Clowns.
Aw.
And then the third one, Holy Shit. I mean, right?
Not gonna lie, I kind of like Holy Shit.
But can we call it that? I mean, of course we can, but do we want to?
It's the internet, and probably not.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know, it's so good. Do we just call it Holy Poo? Holy Crap!
Holy crap, that's better.
That's much better. Holy Crap? Yeah, Holy Crap's good.
That works for me.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Side Splitters, episode number 35, Holy Crap. My name is Lyle.
And I am most efficaciously Andy.
We will see you next week. Have a good Easter, everyone.
Adios!